Friends, welcome to the online education of class 6 science. So, my dear students, in the previous class, we have started the new lesson, that is light, shadows, and reflections. So, in the previous class, I had discussed with you people regarding the introduction part of the lesson, that is light, shadows, and reflections. In the first class we have understood the luminous objects. What are the luminous objects? So the objects like the sun which give out or emit the light of their own are called luminous objects. Okay, there are many examples that we can give for the luminous objects, such as sun, light from a torch, light from an electric bulb, and such. Okay, so now in today's class, let's go ahead with the next concept, that is transparent, opaque, and translucent objects. So this is very important concept. So it's quite understandable. So as we are all aware of the things which are having these properties, but we are unaware of that. Okay, let me make it very clear. So just you recall the grouping of objects. So as we have learned in the previous lesson, okay, chapter number 4, so where the we have studied the lesson separation of substances, that we under that chapter we have studied. So we have studied the different properties of objects. In that, how do we separate the objects? On that basis we have learned, so opaque, transparent, and translucent. So if we cannot see through an object at all, so such object we call it as opaque object. The object through which we cannot see anything at all, okay, such objects are called opaque objects. Okay, so if we are able to see clearly through an object, then that if the light can easily pass through it, so such an object is called transparent object. So the object through which we can see clearly, okay, or that object allows the light to pass through it, so is called transparent. And there are some objects through which we cannot see anything at all. Okay, we can see but not very clearly. We cannot see anything, it is opaque. So there are some objects through which we can see but not clearly. Okay, such objects are called translucent objects. Okay, so for that we have studied the examples already in the lesson number 4. Same concept is repeated here. So based on that, there is an activity here. So what you need to do is look around you people. What are the things you see? Okay, and collect as many objects as you can, such as the things which you are normally familiar with, whereas the examples such as bag, a pen, razor, plastic scale, okay, pencil, notebook, paper, roll paper, okay, writing pad, plastic bottle, okay, such things. So tracing paper, piece of cloth, plywood, okay. So try to look at something far away through each of these objects. Okay, so by using each of these objects, try to see any objects which are far away through these objects. Okay, so is light from a far away object able to travel to your eye? So whatever the light from the far away object, is it able to travel to your eye and reach to you through any of the objects? You have to check it out. So record your observation in table number 11.1. Okay, so we see that a given object or a material could be a transparent, translucent, or opaque. So when you go through this each of the activity which I have mentioned now, so you will remember that you will find that each of these object could be a transparent or translucent, or it could be a opaque. Okay, so here in look figure 11.1, you can see observing how the objects that do not or do allow the light to pass through them. Okay, so here let's go for the table number 11.1. So here the that table is there as follows. So first column they have given object or the material which you have collected, made a list of the objects. Second column, view through that object possible. So how, what kind of view it is possible through that object, whether you would be able to see fully or partially or not at all. In third column, object is whether it is opaque, transparent, or translucent. Okay, for example, through pencil, would you be able to see the object fully or partially or not at all? Of course not at all, because the pencil is opaque. So rubber ball, yes, would you be able to see anything fully or partially? Not at all. So the object is opaque. So sheet of writing paper, yes, is it fully partial or not at all? Yes, it is not very sure. Okay, so maybe it is partially it is seen through the sheet of paper. If you hold to the light, so it is translucent. So like that, so you would be able to see the, you would be able to check whether it is transparent, translucent or opaque, depending upon whether it allows the light to pass through it completely or partially or not at all. Okay, so like this, likewise you also collect the some of the name materials through which you just try to see the objects through those each of those objects which are at far distance, and fill up these columns. Okay, so based on that you can recognize the given objects are as transparent, translucent and opaque. So by this concept let me stop here, and remaining concept let me explain you in the tomorrow's class. Thank you and have a nice day.